Hello again. Let's say that's the second video clip. Um, Hopefully you will get used to it later on. What I'd like to do is continue with the linear equations, but this time there are many. There's the example that we've done is like all one strict lines, like that we have one strict line, x and y is proportional, it's not changing based on each other. However, sometimes you may encounter the graph that basically strict line that one get flat and strict up again and maybe sometimes go down too. So this is a particular graph that we call them line segments. It's based on the combinations of different lines. There's a few examples. There's a that we can use line segment graph. So have a look at this one. I have this from the graph. I also uploaded this online, and you can try to see those notes online. You don't have to copy them. For line segments, for example, one thing, if we have some discrete set of points. There's one example here is talking about a commissions of real estate agency. So, for example, like you won't expect that you have the same percentage for like all the sales that you have. For example, for this particular situations, this real estate agency have 1.5% for the first $20,000, and then the remainder would be less. So let's say for selling 0 to $20,000, you only take about 1.5% as a commissions. If you sell $1,000, then you will have 15 bucks, right? $100 will be $1.50, 1,000 would be 15, and if you're looking at $10,000, they will have a commission of 150, and it's all the way to $20,000, then you will have about $300, right? However, once you get past this initial percentage, and you will find that the commission gets a bit smaller. It's a 0.9% only. So by this one onward, the numbers that you gain from $20,000 all the way to whatever sale that you have, so to $20,001 and up, and that one doing another scales. So if you have a total sale of $30,000, then you break it down into two sections. The first sections you will have $20,000 as 1.5% commissions, and the other $10,000 as 0.9% commissions. For the first one, $20,000, 1.5, you have about $300 as your commissions, and then everything that above $20,000, you will have 0.9%. 0.9% of 10,000 is about $90. So altogether, if you have a total sale of $30,000, then the commission is $390. And all this one would be able to represent it by a graph like this there. So if you try to zoom in the graph, and this graph telling us for a commission, if you get $100 commissions, you need to going to sell that part. For $300 commissions, that's what we say before, you need to have a 20,000 sell. From zero to 20,000 sell, they all have the same commission scale, and this scale controlled by 1.5%. While when you see that when you get beyond $20,000 and onward, and that slope get changed, you see this 0.9% commissions. Compare with the blue one that I mentioned before, this particular red one, the slope is smaller, it's more flat. So yeah, you can project wherever using this graph, $300, and then going on at the point $40,000. Here is the commissions about $480, right? So the ideas can be applied into some other situations. So if you're talking about tax income, so what would be the tax income that we do? For example, taxable incomes for this first one is about $0 to $6,000. There's there's no obligation to pay any tax. Any 6,000 onward up to $37,000, you're obligated to get 15 cents per each dollar. It's 15%. Forget about it. So about 15% tax that you need to pay between that amount. Then you will have 37% between $37,001 to $80,000. Anything beyond that, sorry, misread the graph. 30%, then it's like from 80,001 to 180,000. That is 37%. Anything percent, I don't know how many of people would earn that much. 180,000 and up, you will need to pay 45% as your tax. So as you can see, the taxable percentage would be getting increased over time. So if you just kind of like projecting the graph, what we would be able to see is you have a line to begin with from $0 to $6,000. It's basically zero. So you have you don't need to pay tax. So let's say this is the amount of tax you're going to pay, and this is your income. For $6,000, you pay nothing, which is zero, right there, flat. And then from 6,000 onward, so every single dollars you pay for 15 cents. So let's say you get up to here, $10,000. For $10,000, then you're going to pay 15% out of it, which is about 1,500. So you're going to pay 1,500 right there. As the slope would be like this, 15%. And you can imagine this 15% go all the way until 37,000. So all the way until 37,000 right there. Up to $37,000, how much tax do you need to pay? Between 10,000 to 37,000, the gap between there would be 27,000. With the percentage is 15%, not divided by. If we times up by 15%, we will get, let me find it quickly, is 27000 times 0.15 is $4,050. So up to this one, you have $4,050 at the tax amount. If you earn $37,000, then you realize the next one up would be 30%. So for 30%, 15% is that slope, 30% would be double, like this. And you can project on and on and on about the whole graph. So looking at a graph, you can see it's getting more and more steeper, and the amount of the tax can be shown on the y-axis, and based on that, we can have a line segment graph showing the taxable income. So that's one particular situation about line segments. The other situations, let me show you on the graph. The other one is called step functions. For step functions, you can see a graph on a step function is more like you get a flat and then you skip to the next one and then you come and flat again. Just look at me there. Have a look at the step functions. A step function would be more like electricians. If you call it electricians, this guy's got the first 10 minutes they're going to charge you $30, but like you have a basic flat rate. The flat rate that you need to pay is $35 call out. Now, if you're the electrician, just come in, 10 minutes done, fix it, you're going to pay the $35 call out and $30 as per 10 minutes, and you're going to pay $65. And for up to 25 minutes, as is $35 per half an hour. No matter you finish 10 minutes or finish it in 25 minutes, you still need to pay the call out and one part every half an hour is $30, but you're still within that hours 65. So it would be very unfair. If I'm an electrician, so I'm trying to do like a job for 35 minutes, because like half an hour is 30 minutes, 5 minutes extra. That means that I need to charge an extra $30. So yeah, that's the basic skills that we normally do. They all try to get to do the job a little bit higher than the previous the scale. As you can read on the side yourself, that the money that they charge is charged based on every half an hour, and every half an hour you've got a big jump between there, and that gap, you can see this not really a continuous graph at all. And since we know that all the way up to 30 minutes you still charge 65, but when it's a 31 minutes is over that would be $95 already. So that would telling us the dot that we'll do is a solid line all the way to 30. Then when once it's solid, the other one need to be a empty circle, and that means that it's just following the previous pay scale. From this one onward, we are solid line all the way to a solid dot, and the dot would have the empty circle and all the way to another solid one, empty circle all the way to another solid one. And that kind of graph, we call them step function. For a step function graph, it's very easy to calculate. It has to be a one particular scale, and then all the way. And all you need to identify is which scale that are you paying. For example, for 55, it's basically still within two, still within an hour. So you're going to pay 30, like $30. Half an hour, 2 times it, $60 plus 35 is 95. So that is the scale that you need to pay for 85, because it's like up to 30, and 85 is still in under 95, under 90 minutes. Then there would be $125 up there. Yeah, step functions as well as kind of line segments. We have different types of graph. Still a straight line, and that straight line showing you different functions. Hopefully you would be. I think that's pretty much about the step function and line segments. So it will be a short session. Have a look at the questions I put online, and give it a go. Okay, thank you. Bye.